Buddy, welcome back. Steel City Live. It's a game day, my friends. So we are here. I know it's a preseason game one as the Pittsburgh Steelers square off against the Houston Texans. So we'll see how this all goes here, guys. I'm going to get set up a little bit here. Let me get my Do Not Disturb on. All right, that's on. We're rocking and rolling. Got that done. What's up, TD? Miss Pittsburgh. What's up, Justin? What's up, guys, in the chat? Appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit the shit out of that like button for me. I'd appreciate it. As we get through the show a little bit earlier today, game day here on the channel. There's a lot to talk about concerning the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who will play? Who won't play? What are we looking for? What are the keys to success for your Pittsburgh Steelers in terms of building toward that next preseason game? That's what we're looking to see here. What the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to continue to do in terms of preparation and building, and how this whole thing goes continuing through the rest of this preseason. Yeah, absolutely, Miss Pittsburgh. Wave that terrible towel. Got the coffee ready. So we're going to get some live action here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm really curious to see how Danny Smith, the special teams coach, handles this kickoff rule, this new variant from the XFL. So we'll check that out and see exactly what the Pittsburgh Steelers are aiming to do. Are they going to beef up a little bit in terms of whom they keep for special teams roles? Those types of things are going to be really important. Also, that offensive line is going to be really important to watch. I think tonight's biggest watch for you guys as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan is Mason McCormick in my eyes, because here's my thinking. If James Daniels were to perhaps be put into any type of deal prior to the regular season kicking off here, I think you need to be comfortable in some depth there. I think what the Pittsburgh Steelers would potentially do is slide Nate Herbig over to that guard position and allow him to go. But again, you need a backup center too. So, maybe you don't want to get him out there and get him injured or something, take that chance of not having a backup at the center position. I don't know what their plans are. I'm just speaking in hypotheticals here. But you're going to want to look at Mason McCormick, a guy in which many people are super pumped about already this offseason and throughout this whole training camp thus far. Sorry, we keep disconnecting here. Shitty internet, as always. We are Steelers strong. What's up, Malachi? Happy Friday. Thank you, man. John Broadway. Hey, let's get the Texas Steaks with our Pittsburgh polka stomping shoes. Yeah, hey, the Pittsburgh polka. I remember that. What's up, Chris? Game day. Jason got my brew and my crew. Here we go. Absolutely, brother. Good to see you, man. Back in the chat. As always, man. Yeah, guys, a lot of exciting things to talk about. Also, the sudden retirement of one Marcus Golden, as he is now, as of today, as of this afternoon, not long ago, hour or two ago, he was put on that reserve/retired list. What does this now do for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and where do they come up with that veteran depth that they required at that outside linebacker position? Because that's exactly what Marcus Golden was brought in to do. That was to provide that veteran depth, that leadership, on the second team, per se. What are they going to do now? Where do they turn to get that guy? I'm not sure how that goes. You're going to see some cuts here during the preseason. Teams making room, cutting down their rosters. Perhaps there's a guy that the Steelers would be interested in bringing up to their roster. Maybe that happens. I know we're excited about a Nick Herbig. I know we're excited about the best defender in the world in TJ Watt and his Robin to his Batman. That is Alex Highsmith. I know we are all excited to see those three. But beyond that, what do you truly have? Does DeMarvin Leal try to step back out and play there again when needed? I mean, I don't know. The possibilities aren't endless, but they are, numerous, because there's several situations in which the Steelers could, several avenues in which they could travel to fix this problem, or perhaps maybe they don't fix it. It's going to be really tough to tell. Dirty Davis, do you think the Steelers might take a shot on Juju with him being cut today? Dirty Davis, let me talk about this with Juju Smith-Schuster. Would it be a typical Steelers move? No, because they typically don't do that. It's a rare instance in which they bring players back that were once on the roster. It happens, but it's not an all the time type of thing. It's not a steady practice of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that would be my first strike up against maybe not doing that, or maybe the Steelers not doing it. They don't care what I have to say, obviously. But would I be pumped about bringing Juju Smith-Schuster back? I wouldn't be excited about it, but would I be opposed to it? Probably not. But Juju is an injured player, man. His body has been beaten up here over his NFL career thus far. And what can he do for you still? That's the question that the Steelers are going to have to ask. Is he going to be able to, fill in and be a consistent player when other injuries happen in front of him on the depth chart? That's a question I would have there concerning his injury history. Does Juju still have enough gas in the tank to be able to just generally be a contributor? I don't know about that. There's a reason that he was cut so early in training camp, There is a reason for that. So you ask yourself, would you rather make a trade and put a long-term deal in for, a top-end, high-caliber wide receiver, and pay 26, 27, $28 million per season? Or would you rather bring a Juju Smith-Schuster in which I think you could get under $3 million per season right now with him being released, his history with injuries, his history with the Steelers? Perhaps he may give a little bit of a discount to try to just come back to reinvigorate his career yet again. Would it be a guy that would be interested in a one-year type deal? Is he looking for a more long-term thing? A lot of questions, but I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I wouldn't be excited about it, and I don't think it would be some super great move to do, Miss Pittsburgh, absolutely. Let's go, people. Hit the shit out of that like button. I appreciate that so very, very much. Thank you, Miss Pittsburgh. Beer Malls, let's go. What's up? Wave those terrible towels for Miss Pittsburgh. Appreciate it. John Broadway. Again, Spillane would have been perfect if they hadn't cut him. Spillane, I always liked Spillane, and I always liked him because he just did the dirty work. The guy just would do whatever was necessary in order to be successful. I love the interception that he had in Baltimore. I love the way he stuffed Derrick Henry, down near the goal line in Tennessee. There are moments of Robert Spillane's Pittsburgh Steelers career that I was very pumped up about and really excited to see. Sorry again about that. We will probably have those. I'll keep getting it back up and running. Jonathan Stevens, Golden Sutton. Recently, they have been bringing people back, but I don't know about Juju. Yeah, it's not a typical thing, Jonathan. It's not something that I see every year even happen. As far as Golden was concerned, he didn't go elsewhere and play. He just wasn't re-signed yet to the Pittsburgh Steelers after he played last year. So I don't know if I'd consider him, a guy that went away. Sutton, I would. Sutton went, played in Detroit, got in his trouble. The Steelers bring him back now, suffering that 10-week suspension with the bye week in there. So you won't get to see him until then. So we'll see what happens. John Broadway, no Juju. Jonathan Stevens, yeah. Juju has knee problems. I can see Juju retiring. He may, man. That's what I was saying, Robert. Steelers Nation Australia, what's up, Mark? Nada, Juju, yeah, I agree. I mean, I wouldn't hate it, I wouldn't love it. It's not a big deal, It wouldn't be a big splash for me, guys. Chris, got a watch party going. Jay, all my boys are ready to make noise. Awesome, man. I'm glad. I'm happy. People are excited for this season. That's really what I'm most pumped up for. Just to see the excitement throughout the fan base, it's really, really cool, really awesome to see, man, and definitely something that I haven't been seeing over the last few years, this level of excitement for this football team, and I think it has changed a little bit in terms of what the Pittsburgh Steelers are bringing in terms of product and what the fan base is, they're seeing. They're excited, man, and that's super awesome. Yeah, I was thinking for depth like they did with Plexico back in the day. Yeah, depth, man. That's what I think is a key to success in the NFL. I know you have to have your stars. I know you have to have your frontline guys in there. But we see all too much in the NFL, guys, how injuries can really just derail a season. And I think if you have some depth, I'm not saying you got to have 5 deep at every damn position. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, you need to have a couple guys at every spot, man. There are going to be injuries. There are going to be guys that get banged up a little bit and miss a game here and there. And you need to be able to have guys that can fill in and be quality when they are in there. Vontez Burfict says no to Juju. Yeah, he probably does, Daniel. Roberta, what's up? She likes Spillane. Robert Rhodes. Spillane would be no better than a number 4 at MLB for the current Steelers. Yeah, honestly, yeah, maybe a 4, maybe. It is what it is. It depends on how those other guys start to come up. There's some young guys that are involved in that middle linebacker, room right now. How do they take shape? Their NFL careers are so young, and you never know exactly how they're going to pan out. And if you're the Steelers and you look at a veteran player as opposed to some of the young guys you have on your 90-man right now, you ask yourself, are we willing to take a risk and watch somebody develop? Or, does this position specifically need veteran leadership? You got to look at what's ahead of them in terms of the depth chart, Hold on, guys. My son left his phone in here. Let me shut it off so we don't have it ringing. There you are, my good man. All right, guys. Sorry. It's crazy. It's 5:30 in the house. 5:43, so it gets nuts up in here. All right, Jackson. See you. Bye. Goodbye, dog. There's the dog. Jackson, come shut the door, please. Jackson, come shut the door, please. All right. Oh, my Lord, guys. This has been the worst live stream of my life. My son doesn't know how to leave out of the room. Go ahead. Goodbye, dog. Goodbye, dog. That's my shadow, both of them. My little chocolate lab. Well, she's not so little, but the chocolate lab, and my son Jackson, they're like my shadows, man. They don't allow me to do anything without them being right there, man. Here we go, Steelers. Absolutely. Mike Miller, super pumped about it, man. Guys, that's what I'm saying, though. He always is trying to get on camera. He does, Dirty Davis. No, absolutely, he does. He's been on several times, man. Dude, guys, we will do our drawing. Let's do it next week because I was not prepared. I forgot today's the 9th. I was thinking we were doing it on the... Hold on. I thought we were doing it on the 16th. So we'll do it next week. We'll do it like Monday or Tuesday. I have the bowl full of names, but it's not complete. See, I was actually right. And we've gotten so many new Mic Drop Mafia members. I got to add a ton of people, man. So we're almost up to 50 paid memberships here on the channel. So that's super exciting. And also, man, we're about to eclipse the 30. I'm assuming that there's been some disruption with the lines and disruptions with the Xfinity service here. John Broadway counting down the minutes to Hale's freaking yes, Steelers football. Absolutely. I'm new as of today. Oh, thank you, Dirty. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate anybody coming in and starting to watch and support us, man. It's really awesome to see. There's so many new faces. I try to remember everybody personally, definitely do. I try to always remember something about that person, like what they comment and things, but it gets tough after a while. Absolutely. I love the emojis, man. We're going to do some emoji overhauls here too, man. We're going to ramp up for this season. Guys, too, I asked if you could share whenever you get onto your social medias. You could share the show, just hitting it easily and share. In terms of watch parties, I get too fired up, man, at the game. Like, I'm watching it so intently, and I get super fired up, man, and I don't know if I could do it because, honestly, I wouldn't be giving you guys any type of attention because my focus would be onto the TV. I mean, if you wanted to watch that and watch me get pissed, watch me be happy, whatever, I mean, but I would very, very... Yeah, I'd be crazy. It'd be a different experience. How much time do you see Beanie Bishop playing tonight, guys? I think Beanie Bishop is another major storyline about this preseason game tonight. You look at what he's been able to do out of the Big 12, out of WVU, transferring to WVU for his senior season, and really played solid football there. A guy that was all Big 12, a guy that really excited me on tape. I thought that he really played well in my eyes, and I was super shocked that he wasn't drafted. And the moment the Pittsburgh Steelers were able to bring him in as an undrafted free agent, I was super excited, man. I thought to myself, this guy has a chance to be successful. And I've told you that, guys, over and over. You guys have heard me say that so many times. And I'm really excited and happy for Beanie Bishop that is starting to happen for him, that he is starting to get that play time, get that recognition from the coaching staffs, coaching staff being put as the number one slot corner on the depth chart. That has to be super exciting for him from a guy that went, through the whole draft, man, watched that whole draft the whole way through and wasn't selected, but yet got that call from the Pittsburgh Steelers to come in, get signed as an undrafted free agent rookie, and get the opportunity. And I think that put some fire in his belly. I think that fired him up to the point that you're seeing what the product is of that now. You saw it last year from a guy even like Joey Porter Jr. When these guys feel like they were snubbed in some way, that they were discounted, that their abilities didn't matter, you see what they're able to do. Oh, got some ringing in my ears on there. But I see him playing a lot, Brian. I see him playing at least, through the first quarter is what I would say. But there's some young guys around this team. You're going to see a lot of 4s and 5s on the depth chart playing tonight, guys. I can tell you that for sure. Remember, it's a 90-man roster. Well, the Steelers are probably going to want to have like 6, 7 players probably not play, not suit up. You're going to have guys that are nicked up, beat up. You're not going to see Russ Wilson. I don't know if you'll see Deshaun Elliott. I don't think so. I'm excited to see a guy like Corey Trice, too, the avatar, the long, lengthy Joey Porter Jr. clone, opposite side of Joey Porter Jr., perhaps, and really get to see how he can play without, being injured, being hampered by anything, and just see what he can do, man. John Broadway, anyone else listen to Steelers Radio Network instead of those TV guys? I used to. It depended on who was the guy, who was the guy calling the game. And when it was Stan Savern, or not Stan Savern, what's his name? Stan just died. That's why that was on my head. He died, last year or something? It wasn't long ago. Bill Hillgrove, I'm sorry. I couldn't think of it. When it was Billy, when it was Cope, all them guys, yeah, I like that. I like those guys, but I'm not sure. I don't know how I'll be with Rob King. I'm not sure how I'll think or feel about him as a Steelers, call guy. We'll see. Joe, my Eagles play tonight. Yeah, man, got to look forward to your 19th string Kenny Pickett, Joe. I'm just jazzing you. I'm with you about watching the games. I end up sounding like a trucker. Yeah, me too, guys. You don't want to hear my mouth. I'll get demonetized with the amount of cussing I do. Miss Pittsburgh, I have the NFL channel on right now. They're wrapping that game up from the Lions in New York last night. It's going down. Yeah, it's not far away, guys. We're down to about an hour and 10 minutes until kickoff for your Pittsburgh Steelers as they embark on that first preseason game of the year, man. I want to see what he does. He's made up. Joe, I feel bad for Eagles fans because I know that's his true hometown team, the team that Kenny grew up rooting for, the team that he probably did want to play for, hands down, no doubt about it. But from what I saw here, man, in Pittsburgh, when you run away from a challenge, it shows me that I enjoy Charlie Batch, definitely so. I really enjoy him, but there's been a couple over the years that I just can't get on board with. Again, guys, I apologize for the technical difficulties as, again, we had heavy rain roll through. I'd seen Xfinity trucks around. I'm sure there's some sort of issue within the lines. We already have shitty internet at this house, but yeah, I'm sure that's adding to it. Roberta Campbell, correction, our Pittsburgh Steelers team. How much playing time do you think Fields will get tonight? Like a half or more? No, I think you see him for about 2 series, and then that'll be it for Justin Fields. And if Mike wants to see a little bit more, maybe they let him go with third. Yeah, we're getting a shit ton of rain here in Philly, too. Yeah, man, it's definitely causing me some problems. It's sunny now, but I think it definitely jacked some things up earlier. Brent, let's go. Rain day from work. I'm excited to watch preseason today. Much love from 814. Well, shout out to you, Brent, man. Good to see you, man. Definitely excited to watch this game. All right, guys, make sure you're hitting the shit out of that like button again. Apologize for these technical issues as the internet goes in and out a little bit. But we'll just keep working through it as this Steelers team needs to keep working through what they have going on right now at training camp and surrounding these positional battles that are going to take. I'm in Morgantown. Hold on, guys. Let me see something really quick. My Wi-Fi. So let's see if that works and if that keeps us up and running a little bit better. Robert Road, I paid for NFL Plus so I can watch any preseason game live. Tonight, the Steelers game is live on NFL Network, but they often cut away to other games, so you can't watch all of the game. That's the only reason, Robert, that I would ever consider live streaming is for the Steelers fans that are out of network, that don't have the ability or get the NFL Network, and they cut away to other games, and it's irritating. That's the only reason I'd ever consider doing it. But again, I usually watch it with my son. You are keeping the biggest eye on the who are you keeping the biggest eye on offense today? Rookie or vet or a QB? For me, it's Mason McCormick. And I say that just because if James Daniels is involved in any trade before the regular season kicks off, I think that is an important key piece that a lot of people might be discounting or overlooking. Mason McCormick, again, has been praised this offseason so far, this training camp period, for his exceptional play, for the way he's come out and fought, the real fire that he plays with. And I think that is a very important position to watch as that South Dakota Jackrabbit player drafted this year in the 2024 draft embarks on his NFL career. I think it's going to be super important. I think it's a pivotal piece for the Pittsburgh Steelers, not only for this season and today, but moving forward into the future. I think that Mason McCormick is supposed to be one of those guys that are going to be along this offensive front and they're going to build off of. Also, I want to watch Spencer Anderson, a guy in year 2, I think that really has high value in my mind, a guy that I think can really do good things. And also, I want to see what Justin Fields can do. I want to see if he's going to be able to get through a progression the correct way without just getting the progression one, the first read in his progression, and dumping down and running if it's not there. I want to see him work through the progression, but not in the way that he's working through the progression a lot of times up at training camp, 7-8 seconds, not like that. I want to see him work through his progressions in, 2-3 seconds, get through his progressions, identify and understand the defense, process things quickly and correctly, and be able to deliver the football and anticipate throws and throw people open. And I understand that these are vanilla defenses that he will be facing, but this is the time that he needs to start being able to get comfortable with those things. Vanilla, basic defenses. Take that, use it to your advantage, and get out there and make the necessary adjustments to become an NFL quarterback. Because let's face it, guys, as of right now, with what he's put on tape with the Chicago Bears, you are not comfortable with him taking you to a Super Bowl. And that's all that matters here, guys. I don't want serviceable, just okay players. I don't want just regular attitudes, regular schemes, regular adjustments. I want these players to have one thing in mind: Super Bowl, man. Championship or bust. That should be the only thing for NFL and pro teams in general, man. Winning championships or it's a failure. Yeah, red zone's cool, Miss Pittsburgh. Dirty Davis, I'm in Michigan, so it's a struggle to watch each one. Yeah, man, you're out of market. It is a struggle. Man, maybe one day we'll do something, man, with live streams and maybe get on that train. I just don't know. Yeah, if you get the NFL Network, you can watch them all, man. Yeah, I do, Brent. Yeah, I absolutely do. Yeah, it is fun, man, and it's definitely something that you probably need to take the time and do those things, man, because you're gonna miss out on them, if you don't. Wave those terrible towels from Miss Pittsburgh. I got the NFL app with some like $7.99 for subscription. You can get most of the games. Yeah, I've never bought it. I've always been in network, except for when I lived in Delaware years ago. Traveling out and about, man, I had NFL like a package that I was able to watch it. I think it was NFL Network at that time. I can't remember what it was, but I was able to get the games a lot of the time. Brent, what you cooking up for the game? I got buffalo chicken dip and hot dogs. Nothing on the plate right now, man. Usually I just wing it and see what everybody wants whenever we get there, and we probably just dial a meal. What's up, Justin Jefferson, Forever 18? How are you, man? Good to see you in the chat. Wave those towels. I appreciate it. Robert Road, NFL Plus is $5.99 per month. That isn't bad. $5.99 per month. You know what's even better, though? 99 cents a month for a Mic Drop Mafia membership. 99 cents a month. It'll always be 99 cents a month. It'll never, ever change. I don't care if there's 10 million people subscribed. That price would never change, man. So 99 cents a month. And when this regular season kicks off, you are going to get exclusive live streams, exclusive members only videos. You're entered into giveaways and things of that nature. Priorities in the chat when things are busy, especially during the season. When we do our post game shows, guys, last year, that's when we really started them last season. Toward about the middle, we started doing those post-game shows, and I got to tell you, there would be times it would get crazy and hectic, so get that Mafia membership to make sure your voice is heard during those live streams. Roberta Campbell, unfortunately, I have to have YouTube TV to watch the games. I've heard good things of YouTube TV. I've never had it. I have Comcast, Xfinity, but the internet here at this house is absolute dog shit. And I'm really getting frustrated with the amount of money we pay and how shitty the service is. All right, guys, make sure, let's hit that like button real quick. Let's get those likes up. Let's also share the shows to all your social medias. Also, I did something today that was, I went out on a limb today. And I don't normally do it. And as of late, I've thought about maybe switching gears in my life of where I would like to go career-wise. And there was a post that said, hey, they're looking for part-time help at 93.7 The Fan in Pittsburgh. So I applied for that because it was for on-air personality. So I applied for that shit. So let's see if it happens, man, because I really think it would be cool. And I think they need some honest people on there and people that have honest takes. And never know, man. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it'll be something that I end up doing. But definitely we'll always do this too. Russell Wilson just arrived. He's in the building. Miss Pittsburgh giving us the updates. John Broadway, how much time do you think that TJ Watt is going to play tonight? 1 or 3 series? You won't see TJ Watt at all, John. But he won't be playing. Nope, Russ won't be playing. Roberta Campbell, I don't like it, but I love the Steelers, so that's what I have to do. Yep, amen. You got to do what you got to do. Game day kickoff, y'all. John Broadway, hells yeah, 94 The Drop. Mike Fan. Yeah, man. Start the hashtag on Twitter, guys. Go over and follow me on Twitter. It's Mike Drop Sports. It's under a different at something because I made the Twitter a long time ago. It's like Dub J or something like that. But if you look up Mike Drop Sports, you'll see our logo and stuff on there. Make sure you go over and follow us on Twitter. Also, we have a Facebook page. Go over to that Facebook page. And we do have an Instagram and a TikTok that I never use that I need to start using. So make sure you go over there and start subscribing to all our socials. Maybe make that a hashtag and force the hand of KDKA Radio and the Odyssey company and say, hey, man, hire the guy from Mic Drop. Yeah, that would be cool, Miss Pittsburgh. I think it would be cool. I'm pretty sure this is Too Evil, Too Hope. No, man, you almost got me, Too Evil. You almost got me, bro. Yeah, Roberto, I'd like to do it, man. I went out on a limb. Went out of my comfort zone, man. Yeah, you almost got me, Too Evil. Almost. I'm getting better at reading them. A little bit ahead. But anyway, yeah, man, dude. Yeah, I went out of the comfort zone. I'm like still thinking about that. That's kind of crazy. But guys, what do you? I want trade. Yeah, okay, too evil. Guys, I want to know from you in the chat also. What are you looking for? Yeah, you've heard what I'm looking for in a couple key positions, especially offensively. Um, but I want to know what you're looking for. What's your most important position that you are looking at tonight when the Steelers take the field? And what is the thing that you would take the most value from, after this game if the Steelers did something specific in terms of growth and building this football team? What would you be most excited for to take away, take back up to Latrobe as a real building block for this year? Robert wrote, I unsubscribed to YouTube TV and resubscribed so I could get this year's early promotion of $249 instead of $449 for the Sunday ticket. Wow. Yeah, you're in Colorado though, man, up in the hills. You got to probably pay out the butt. You guys probably get marked up there, man, for all the prices probably are higher. You're like in no man's land. Also, guys, what do you guys think about this Marcus Golden thing, man? That's really puzzling to me. I don't understand why that happened. It's kind of crazy to me. I just don't. The Steelers worked out 4 linebackers though. They did that today. Let's see who they were. Let me see. Let me make sure I give credit to whoever. This is Steelers Depot, an article by Joe Clark. The Pittsburgh Steelers worked out Abraham Buplan, Frank Gindy, Anthony Hines, and LaQuoy Washington. And this is all linebackers. Pittsburgh waived injured linebacker Tyler Murray the other day. Also, again, you had Marcus Golden go down. So there's some linebacker issues starting to pile up for the Steelers in terms of their depth. So, I think we really need to pay attention to any young guys that are really out there and what they're going to be able to do. I think this is a big night for a guy like a Peyton Wilson to see what he's going to be able to do, those types of things. 50 degrees, man. It's like 80 something here, and it just rained and shit, and it was horrible. So it's already humid. I was outside working on my car, went to the junkyard to grab a couple parts for my old Hyundai that I drive around, man. My beater car, and it was miserable. I was in the mud. I had to change my shirt. Yeah, it was horrible, man. And going to the junkyard beats. If you can do your own work and pull your own parts, going to the junkyard beats going to the Advanced Auto or something and paying top dollar for a part. That may be $200 for one. I might spend $140 and get 5 pieces that I need, instead of $200-300 at Advance for one piece, Brent, anyone who wants to step up, that undrafted guy who becomes the guy who turns heads and doesn't give up. Yeah, you're looking for that fight. Guys, I had a comment on one of my videos, one of my shorts, and it was of that Landon Roberts and Jaylen Warren, and that scuffle they got into at Friday Night Lights with that electric exchange between the two in backs on backers, and the tenacity and the ferociousness that both of them went after each other, how the defense went after the offensive guys. The offensive guys got out there. It was a back and forth, and somebody made the comment of, these guys aren't a team. They're not ever going to be a team. This is exactly why they can't win a Super Bowl. And then tried to compare it to the 70s teams. And however, I respect the comment and the opinion, and I respect that the 70s teams had that it factor. They were a dynasty, for goodness sakes. I mean, they're hard to it's hard to put any team up against somebody, a team of that caliber. But I don't agree with that. I think when you see those types of exchanges and those heated battles back and forth, and you see the bickering and the craziness, I think that that's a good thing. And I think that's a sign of a team building and coming together, actually, because when they actually get to play other people, they're going to have each other's back. And they now know that the guy playing beside them will go to war, man, will go all out, will throw blows. And I think that that's very cool for them to know, you know? Yeah, you know? Chippy camp fights in almost every camp. Yeah, man. And I think a lot of people overlook that, Dirty Davis. A lot of people um, don't realize that that happens basically every training camp. You know, you have that. And when you're missing that, when you're not having a chippy camp, you're not having those types of run ins at camp, that's when I'd be worried about a ball team. That's when I would start to say, I don't know if this team is going to be able to come together. I don't know if this team is going to be able to really gel and fight for one another. You know, that's the things. Now, Dirty, that one I think is a little too far. I'm not down for the swinging the helmet shit. I truly thought DK Metcalf was coming here, man. I really did. I really did. I thought that was going to be a slam dunk, but that didn't happen either. All right, guys, let's make sure we're about 36, almost 37 minutes into the show. Again, I apologize for the reconnects earlier, but we've fixed that by getting off of the Xfinity Wi-Fi, and we're just running off the phone Wi-Fi. So thank you. We fixed that. I appreciate you for sticking with me through that. As always, again, thank you so very much for joining us here on Steel City Live. We're doing our pregame show basically here. Sorry we did it a little bit early, so some people aren't able to make it that are usually some of our regulars. But again, I appreciate you all for adjusting as times change here, as school will be starting soon. So our live will change then too. So yeah, a lot of changes, but we are adapting and overcoming, man. And two, nobody's talked about the elephant in the room still today, and I'm going to leave it that way. The fact that McCormick is 24 years old might factor into him getting a chance to start sooner. I think Herbig is more likely to back up at guard and center. I definitely think that Mason McCormick is a real dog. I think they have a very valuable piece, a young piece, and a guy like Spencer Anderson. I think Nick Herbig is going to have value this year. Just what puzzles me is why all of a sudden he can play center as opposed to last year he couldn't when you had Mason Cole out there being a dog, doing dumb shit, not being able to perform at the level that we needed. And I'm really excited to actually see consistent center play. I think if that happens this season, I'd be thrilled. I'd be absolutely thrilled, and I think that would be a major step forward to not have a center rolling the ball back to the quarterbacks, not making the quarterback have to jump around to catch the damn snap all the time, not missing blocks, being able to actually pass block, being able to actually get out to that second level. The Steelers, as a franchise, have valued so much throughout their history of that center being able to get out there and pull and cause disruption and make those blocks and those kick-out blocks and things of that nature, to where you just didn't see enough from Mason Cole last year, and it was really hard to watch. And I'm excited to see good center play yet again, and I think you can have that this year. And I think that's going to come from one Zach Frazier, because I think he was the best center in the 2024 draft. Brent, Steve Tasker always says the fights back in the day were not really fights. They were death matches. That's a good way to put it, Brent. Robert Road, the Sunday ticket is the same price anywhere near. Oh, cool, man. I didn't know that. I thought you guys would get upcharged up there in the foothills. Well, not the foothills. You're up on top of the mountain, baby. Robert Road, the Sunday ticket is the same. I did that one. MC Prod. Why did Marcus Golden retire also? Are you going to be live for the game in 45 minutes? Nah, MC Prods, I will not be live for the game. I'm not doing a live stream for the game. I think Mark from Steelers Nation Australia is doing a live stream. I think I heard that on his show earlier. So you guys can go show him some support. And I know Mark is going to do that. And he's in a different time zone. He's getting up really early. So go show him some love and support to allow him to have a good stream and get a lot of viewers and up on his subscriber count. But why did Marcus Golden retire? I don't know that, and I don't know if that's been available yet, if anybody's talked about the reasons why. Maybe injuries, maybe he had something lingering that he was trying to overcome and thought that he could, and maybe he got to the point and said to himself, hey, I just can't go after he got in camp and maybe he was just too far out of shape. I don't know, MC Prods. I have no clue. That's a very good question, though, and hopefully we will have those answers soon. Hold on. Let me remove this. Guys, please do not advertise in my chat. I'll just delete it. No free shout outs up in here for advertisements unless I give them. So please don't do that. Also, is that whole room empty for the virtual reality headset? No, it's just a bonus room. This room sits above our garage, and literally, man, we don't know what we want to do with it. And this is just where I can plug my computer in for right now. So it may end up being a living room. Never know. It might be a bedroom. Who knows, man? It's a big-ass room, though, so we'll see what happens. Maybe it becomes a game room up here or something. But, yeah, this house is a pain in the ass. Dragonheart 325 Ayuk to the Steelers or no? Thoughts? Man, I've almost made it through a whole hour with nobody asking me anything about Brandon Ayuk, and Dragonheart 325 comes in with the win. I at this point, I think it will happen. But I think that the 49ers are going to have to just continue to be stubborn for a couple more days, and I think that they're going to eventually want to get rid of him, because I think Ayuk has been offered by the 49ers a little bit more money, and I'm not sure that he's taking it. So maybe that's just telling him, hey, I want out. I want to be gone. So I don't understand the dynamic, and all the people that act like they do understand the dynamic in which the 49ers and Brandon Ayuk are doing business aren't telling the truth. They don't truly know. They're speculating also. Again, this is my guess. I think it eventually gets done. I thought it would get done by no later. I've been saying in my head that it gets done no later than Monday, their next off day, from camp. And I'm going to have to look at that. I think they still have Monday off because of today. So the game, then they should have off tomorrow. Then they should go back Sunday. Or maybe they'll have Saturday, Sunday off, Monday off also. I don't know how Mike will do it. I'll have to look at the schedule again here with it being the game. But Mondays has been their day off, and I assumed in my head, I kept saying, Monday by 4 p.m., that's when, you would get some news. Either he's staying with the Niners, or he's coming to the Steelers, or he's going somewhere else. I will say this with certainty. The Steelers do have a long-term deal in place for Brandon Ayuk already that Brandon Ayuk has agreed to. I can say that with pretty certain. I'm pretty certain that that's the case. And my guess, and the way I've looked at this and what I've been looking at, numbers being thrown around, I'm guessing that's in the range of about $28 million per season. You're looking at roughly a little over around 115, something like that, 116 million over 4 years, probably about 80 to 85 million fully guaranteed. That's probably where you're looking, and I think they have that in place. But does that deal get executed? I don't think so. I don't know. We'll see. Who knows, man? That's the thing. I 1 minute I don't think so. And then the next minute, I think it will get done. It's just crazy. And that's why I haven't really been talking about it here today. I just kind of letting it go and letting it simmer, man, and seeing what happens. I think the holdup is that the Steelers have no wide receiver compensation. I think that part's true. I don't think they want to part with a Calvin Austin. I think that would get the deal done. But if you look at what the Ayuk deal would mean, you don't subtract from that room to put Brandon Ayuk back in it, because I think that defeats the purpose of what you're trying to do. You're trying to add a player to a room that you're already comfortable, but not fully comfortable and fully sold on. Adding Ayuk makes you sold on that room. You're super comfortable. You love all the dynamic in there. You love what players can do. It becomes a real area of strength, and I don't think you want to subtract from it, But that's all I know about it, and which isn't much. Brent, I think preseason for the Steelers will show how much they need Ayuk. Maybe, man, maybe. Guys, I can say this too. I don't think you see Jaylen Warren or Najee Harris tonight. I think you will see a lot of the other runners. P. Ryan, I think you'll see a lot of Edwards, those types of players tonight. You'll see them ad nauseum, to be honest with you. I think the real takeaway from that, though, is is to look at what runners that are very low on the depth chart right now, what they're going to be able to do behind that offensive line. I think that is going to be the biggest takeaway from tonight is this offensive line for the Steelers. I think that is the main focus and what we all should be looking at. Kevin Schroyer, trade Austin with an Ayuk package and bring back Juju cheap. The thing is, man, with Juju, is he healthy enough? He was cut for a reason. Do you trade a guy that has worked so damn hard this offseason? I'm referring to Calvin Austin, a guy that has been praised by this coaching staff for working his ass off, a guy that provides a dynamic to this football team, an untapped potential. That, last year wasn't utilized correctly. You saw flashes of it and you've seen what could be with Calvin. And a guy that's been reeled back a little bit at training camp because he's gone so hard every down. Do you get rid of a guy like that to bring in a guy that's older, a guy that has major injury concerns, and you're not sure if he'll be there week to week to just bring in Brandon Ayuk? Does that make sense? You know what I mean? That's just what I'm asking. Justin Carroll, do you want Fields as the starter? No, not initially. I don't want Justin Fields as the starter. And I say it this way, and I think that this is the best situation for Justin Fields. Not starting week 1. Justin Fields deserves time to get himself acclimated to being a real NFL quarterback. He doesn't need the weight of a franchise on top of his shoulders right now. He had that in his first, 3 years. And that didn't bode well for him. And I think Justin Fields right now needs to take advantage of the situation, allow Russell Wilson to be that starter, learn as much as you possibly can from him, and then when the time is right, it will show itself, and it'll be an obvious the time is right type situation, and then hopefully Justin's ready. Hopefully Justin has figured out his major deficiencies. Guys, he is not able to be any type of pocket passer, at least right now. We'll see tonight if that starts to develop. But he can't get through progressions. He does not process the defense well enough to be a everyday starter in the NFL. At least that's how it was last year. That's how it's been throughout his NFL career. You cannot look at your first read and your progression, and if it's not there, you tuck it and run it. That's not how you win in the NFL, guys. And I know a lot of people are Justin fans, and I too am a Justin fan because he's on the Steelers. But we have to face reality, and you can't just sit there and push somebody into a position that they're not ready to take, And that's my take on Fields. And honestly, I hope the best for him, and I hope he is the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers because his athleticism is off the charts, but he has to correct the deficiencies before I would be all in, and the deficiencies show to all of you. It's not Jason making them up. If you turn on the tape and you look without, blinders on, you see exactly what he needs to fix. Ooh, man, getting lightheaded up in here. Brent, or the other way around. Don't get me wrong. The players could start clicking through the preseason. If you don't need them, then there you go. Yeah, it's so hard to tell, guys, because nobody has a crystal ball, And that's why we all sit here and we armchair quarterback the general manager position, and we sit here and we can speculate and we can say that we think they should do this or that. But in reality, guys, it's very difficult to be a general manager inside of the NFL, and that's why everybody doesn't do it. And these decisions you're making on a guess most of the time, and you have to educate yourself, as best as possible and really try to analyze every part of every move and really hope that you're doing the right thing. But let's face the facts. You just don't know wholeheartedly. So it's a very tough position to be in, man. All right, guys, we're about 50 minutes into the show, so make sure you're hitting a shit out of that like button for us here on Steel City Live, our daily live stream here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason, as always, and we are here just ahead of the Pittsburgh Steelers kicking off here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Game 1 of the preseason as the Pittsburgh Steelers face the Houston Texans in Acrisure Stadium in what should be an exciting 2024 year. And I think we're all super excited for for football. But after tonight, I can say everybody will be screaming they cannot wait for week 1 of the regular season because preseason football, guys, is shitty usually. John Broadway, to all yins out there, let's get out and like Donkey Kong go full on Debo. You always got some crazy shit, John. I love it. Robert Road, everything I heard from family that lives in New England was that Juju was going to get cut and that he had the drops in camp. Yeah, if you add the drops into the injury concerns, I just don't see how it makes sense, and the Steelers are definitely probably well aware of what has transpired in New England with Juju, and they're very familiar with him as a player, and just coming back and putting on a Steelers uniform doesn't fix all those things, guys. MC Prod, Joe Milton over Drake May. If you watched the Patriots game yesterday, Milton looked great, and they only gave May like one drive. If you ask me and you put me into a corner to where I have to give you my 1,000% honest take on both of those guys and who I would start, it would be Joe Milton. 1,000% hands down. I made the statement during the draft when Drake May was drafted. I said that was another one of those monumental busts in the top end of the draft in 2024. I think Caleb Williams will be a monumental bust. I think Drake May will be a monumental bust. I think the guy that they got from Washington down in Atlanta, his name's slipping my mind right now. I think he will be a monster, monumental bust. The only quarterback that I'm really super pumped up about seeing play is Jaden Daniels. I think he is the best all-around quarterback. I really like Joe Milton also. I just think that some guys have it, and I think Joe Milton, got that for some reason, and it's something hard to explain, but we'll see. He has a lot of growing to do before he can be an everyday starter also, but I think Drake May isn't that guy, man. John Broadway, Justin isn't ready for the second, third reads yet. No, and guys, you got to realize this, man. You don't get 6-7 seconds to pass the football in the NFL, man. You just don't. And that means what? You have to have great ability to process, great vision. And that's not a knock on Justin Fields' intelligence. That is not at all. You get to start at the pro level as an NFL quarterback. You're a smart guy. Let's face the facts. That's just what it is. And Justin Fields has the intelligence. Sometimes you just don't have the vision for it, and maybe that's his issue. But processing the defense is something he does super poor. And you can hear all the bullshit takes out there, all the bullshit reports of people telling you how great he's doing up at camp. You're looking through that with some foggy goggles, man. It's not real play. And we need to see real play before you can really, prop this guy up on a pedestal and say that he got better and that he fixed some of his deficiencies. Did we not learn our lesson last year with Kenny Pickett? When we all thought, including myself, when I was dead wrong, that we thought the Steelers were going to the Super Bowl. The guy scored on every damn drive he was in during the preseason in 2023. We thought he was the next coming of Dan Marino, of Ben Roethlisberger, Terry Bradshaw, the way he scored every time he touched a football, leading that offense in Pittsburgh during the preseason. And then what? He sucked ass. He has no guts, can't push the ball down the field, check down happy feet, not able to get through his progressions and reads, not able to make an anticipation type throw. It just fell apart, man. Let's go Steelers from Aaron Jade. Absolutely. I think J.J. McCarthy will do the best out of the group. Got a great Vikings receiving core and was able to lead his team to a championship win last season. J.J. McCarthy, perhaps. Yeah, he does have the advantage, MC Prods, of having probably the best receiver in football in Justin Jefferson there, and an excellent wide receiving core, I believe, as a whole. So, yeah, I think he'll benefit from good tight end play also. And guys, let's be real honest about offensive play at the NFL level. The tight end is your best friend, and you see exactly how valuable those guys are week in, week out, man. Look at a guy like Travis Kelce that basically has really increased the value of a guy like Patrick Mahomes' career. And Patrick's great, but Travis makes him a little bit greater. You know what I mean? John Broadway, just a bit of Terry Bradshaw history. He also had a hard time reading coverages. Yeah, John, you probably know about it more than me, brother. I didn't grow up in the Terry Bradshaw era. I wasn't born until 1981, so yeah, I definitely didn't get the luxury and the honor to watch Terry play live and really get to analyze and break down his game. That would have been special to be able to do, but didn't get the chance. And yes, a lot of players have had that inability to be able to get through their progressions, have a hard time processing defenses. Do a lot of them overcome that, though? The answer is no, and that's just the way it is. Some do. Now, that's why I give Justin Fields a little credit and a little hope, because some do, and some are able to overcome it, and maybe coaching will play a role in that, and maybe Mike Tomlin and Tom Arth are able to get that worked out of Justin, the quarterback coach. Arthur Smith may be able to scheme up Justin to be successful and allow him, here's my thing with quarterbacks, guys, and I think it's ultra important, and it sounds probably really simplistic to you and really elementary and basic, but you got to get your quarterback comfortable. Allow them to have some high percentage throws throughout that ball game to really get their confidence built. Don't try to just go hit the home run immediately. Don't try to do the crazy, ridiculous things right off the bat. Allow that quarterback to get comfortable. If the opportunity presents itself to do something special down the field, do it, whatever. But allow that quarterback to have those safe throws. And I'm not talking about check down. I'm talking about high percentage, 5-yard outs, 5-yard ins, flag routes, things like that are, not super deep, but, 5, 6, 7, 10 yards, those types of throws. Build that confidence and allow that quarterback to be really, really comfortable, really, really confident. And I think that that's what you need to do. And I'm not saying you come out every game so stale and only being really, really conservative. I'm saying at the beginning of a guy's career, the beginning of a season, allow them to get that confidence built up. Mark Allen, I hated Kenny from the jump. So glad he's gone. Yeah, guys, Kenny Kitten Mittens is out the door now, being relegated to the third team for your Philadelphia Eagles. John Broadway, not me, Jason. I never believed in Broken Pickett. To compare him to Dan Marino is an insult. Absolutely, I agree. Last year, though, man, I was super hype on him. I thought to myself, man, this guy is going to be able to do really, really well. He is able to guide this offense in a highly efficient way. And I looked at that with blinders on. And I think my fandom of gotten away of my assessment of Kenny Pickett. And I have really been diligent about not allowing that to happen ever again. Kevin Schroyer, I'm excited for Freiermuth this year. If Art Smith uses him over the middle, he's going to have a great season. I think you're exactly right, Kevin. I think Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington really are going to play major key roles in this offense and could be ultra successful. Again, I've been pointing out all offseason, and I want to see it tonight too. And I think that's another key point for this offense to watch is the usage of a guy like Connor Hayward. Guys, I think he is going to be special if utilized correctly. I think he can provide the mismatches that are necessary in order to create some splash plays for this Steelers team coming from a place that you may not think that it's going to come from if you're an opposing defense, if you catch my drift. Use him in that H-back type role and allow him to shine and get in those matchups that he's going to win 9 times out of 10. I can't wait to see a lot of players too, Aaron. I'm super excited, man, and we're almost there, guys. I'm just trying to give you a little filler up until kickoff here. Miss Pittsburgh, let's go, guys. Absolutely. Hit the shit out of that like button and subscribe and share. The best show in town is here. Thank you. I appreciate that, Miss Pittsburgh, so very much. Absolutely, guys. Wave those terrible towels, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Share all the shows that you can on your social medias. That would be a great help. And don't forget to hit the like button. It's super easy. It's free, and it really helps. And guys, 99 cents a month always will be 99 cents a month to become a member of the Mic Drop Mafia and become part of our family here on the channel. And you get some special privileges. Mark Allen, if they won with Trash Pickett, then they should be able to win with Fields. Here's my thing. You bring up a good point, Mark. How many people in the national media are beating this team up and saying that they're fourth in this division? How can you look at a team that got substantially better on paper? How can you just stare that right in the face and know that to be true? And look at a team that went 5-1 within the division with a shitty as hell, subpar high school level offensive coordinator and high school level quarterback play. How can you sit there and act like the Steelers are the basement dwellers when they significantly improved through the draft, through free agency, and definitely got better over time last year when you saw what real NFL quarterback play was when Mason Rudolph came in and what this team is capable of? You definitely could get excited, and I don't know how you could pick them fourth in the division if you are a national media talk show personality. I don't know how you could be so so vanilla in your takes, man, just agreeing with everybody else. How about looking into each team and giving a real honest take on them instead of some bullshit? John Broadway, I've always been slow to believe in a player. I need to see more than preseason, more about overall athletic ability in the position. Yeah, I got last year I was a little quick to pull the trigger on some of those guys, but definitely I'm in agreement with you. I need to see a body of work over a little bit of time here to be secure in a true evaluation, no doubt about it, man. MC Productions, all I know is that preseason doesn't mean anything after we went undefeated last season with these. Yeah, dude, I agree, man. It doesn't matter, too, guys. Who cares if they win or lose this ball game? What you need to look for is the positional battles. Look at people individually. Look how they grow. How do they get better every down they're out there, or every series they're out there? Are they able to build on their last performance, that last series? Or are they able to continue to keep getting better? M1994Z Backyard Brawl predictions. Probably WVU. John Broadway, what really angered me about Pickett was that he sat in his last bowl game selfishly. He ain't got no guts, bro. I try to tell y'all, he ain't got no guts, no intestinal fortitude. Breezy Canada really hurt Pickett's growth. You could say, yes, that probably did have a major role in that, no doubt about it. But some of those things were super elementary that he was deficient on last year, and that has to be troubling, and I think that scared the Steelers off, and whenever they brought in competition, he immediately wanted to run, and that gives you a real telltale sign that ain't your guy. That ain't a franchise guy. When they want to run when there's competition in front of their face, it's time to part ways. The Texans quarterback is warming up, C.J. Stroud. He's a beast, man. I was definitely wrong on C.J. Stroud. He definitely showed me that he is really good. Kevin Schroyer, they just hate Lamar, and Joe can do no wrong. I argue daily with guys at work in Virginia. Kevin, I'll say this. Lamar Jackson will not win a championship. He's a run-first quarterback, and there ain't until he does and proves me wrong, I'll die on that hill. Joe Burrow worries me a lot with his weird and wonky injuries that he gets continually. Also, these guys that make over $50 million per season, it's really hard to put a football team around them. And when you pay a quarterback that kind of money, guys, guess what you got to be able to do? Draft really, really well. I'll give it to the Ravens. The Ravens do pretty well at drafting, but the Cincinnati Bengals, they don't excite me with their draft capabilities and what they're able to do there. Throughout history, they've, not been studs in that department, all the time. And I think their ownership sucks in Cincinnati. I think Baltimore has a definite better chance to maybe squeak one out with a Lamar Jackson. But Joe Burrow worries me, man. And when you pay a guy all that money, it's hard to put a ball team around him. It really is. And those guys got to be able to carry that franchise at times. There are very few unselfish guys, too. You always see Patrick Mahomes doing what, guys? Reworking his deal. Why? Every offseason you hear him. You hear him rework it, add years, do this, do that. But always does what? makes room for players because he understands that he can't do it on his own. And that's what real leaders and real quarterbacks that win championships do. It's simple. Butthurt about how Pittsburgh, John Broadway, it's free. Thank you, Miss Pittsburgh. Roberta Campbell, most TV sports heads really have a bias against the Steelers. I just think a lot of people in the national media are looking at they're trying to talk about every team. So they're trying to be a jack of all trades, but they're a master of none, and they're not really getting an intimate look at any team, and they're giving these assessments on teams of hearsay, and half the time they don't even know who's on the damn roster or who's even winning positional battles during camp. They don't even know the storylines. They're just spouting off bullshit to act like they know what they're talking about to sound intelligent, and it's a catastrophic failure most of the time. MC Prod, is Pickett looking better in Philly or not? No, he's now third string quarterback there. Pickett is going to turn out like a Ryan Fitzpatrick or a Ryan Tannehill. I think Pickett will be out of the league by the end of his first contract. John Broadway, Ohio State is not known for its quarterbacks to be all that, but when Stroud did is amazing. What he did, yeah, Stroud definitely. I got to hand it to the kid, man. The young man, he went out there and he proved what he was all about. That ass beating that he put on the Cleveland Browns last year in the playoffs was phenomenal. His whole body of work was phenomenal, and he may not have been the greatest quarterback you ever seen play the game or play the position, but what he did last year was be a true leader, really keep that football team together, and you got to really admire that. And on top of his quality athletic ability, his quality arm talent, I definitely thought that he put it all together and had a really solid rookie campaign. Kevin Shore, you got to be throwing QB first. The running is great. It's a luxury to have. Absolutely, Kevin. It is a thing that is something that is just a bonus. Exactly what you say, a luxury. That's exactly what it is, guys. Pocket passer first. That's how you win championships, guys. Not bullshit, tuck it and run it after the first read. That's not how you win, man. And it's shown over and over. You got to be able to do both, but you got to be able to do the pocket passing game really, really well, because you're going to need to get out of really tough moments with your ability to be able to process and anticipate and be a real pocket thrower. TD, Cincinnati makes bad decisions, even their quarterback and hair choices. Yeah, dude, I made the comment last night. I think I would love to see Joe Burrow actually get in trouble for something so we could get a mugshot with that stupid-ass haircut that he has. Wouldn't that be the greatest T-shirt ever if you're a Steelers fan, to have a Joe Burrow T-shirt with some dumbass saying on it, in his mugshot? That'd be awesome with that stupid haircut. Landon Cook, respectfully, Pitt doesn't stand a chance against WVU this year. Garrett Green is one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. Yeah, Landon, you ain't hurting my feelings by saying that. I think WVU wins too, no doubt about it. Okay, Jens, hell's freaking yeah, go Steelers. See you, man. See you, John. I'm wrapping up, man. Absolutely. It's already 19 minutes till kickoff. All right, guys, 19 minutes till kickoff. Make sure before you leave, you hit the shit out of that like button. And also, make sure you subscribe to the channel here, as hopefully we've eclipsed the 3,500 mark in subscribers after today. We were just a few away. So I think we may have gotten there. But hopefully we did. We were really close. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I truly appreciate that. Share, like, do all those good things. And we will be back tomorrow morning to talk about this game and what transpired. And we will probably be doing a live show also to talk about this preseason game and the first live action for your Pittsburgh Steelers of 2024. So until tomorrow, guys, enjoy the game. Enjoy the preseason. Remember the keys to tonight. Offensive line, offensive line, offensive line. Watch those battles. Watch how that all unfolds. Watch Mason McCormick. Watch Zach Frazier. Watch those guys and see how that all takes hold for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, yeah, have a good night, man. Till tomorrow. Peace.